Hello, VC Director back again. Yes, I know I did say previously that I was going to cut down on these update videos, but I did meet up with two stalwarts of VC, not last weekend, but the weekend prior to that. It was on a Sunday, yes, it was Sunday. Ben Costello, who I have met on many an occasion, as you'll all know, but also making his third transatlantic VC meetup was Jimmy, the Earl of Suave Patton himself, all the way from the Jersey Shore. Yes, he was over in Ireland visiting, staying in Limerick, where Ben is from, and they travelled down to Cork on Sunday, came here to the dark cave itself, and had a great evening with the two guys. We ended up, for those of you outside of Europe, there's European football championships are going on at the moment. I'm not the biggest football fan myself, but I am following it. Ireland were playing against France. Unfortunately, they were knocked out, but it was a great game all the same, and it was a fantastic atmosphere. We went to watch it in a local pub not too far from here, so had a great time meeting up with the guys, and I have some VCLT to show. Now, these are from Ben. He gave me 4 Bowie 12 inches. Ben picked these up somewhere in a shop somewhere. I can't, but they're all in absolutely perfect condition. Bowie Modern Love. It's a promo copy. From the 1983 album Let's Dance. I have that album, but still it's very nice to have these 12 inches. And as I said, they're all absolutely in fabulous condition. They all look barely played. China Girl. I'm pretty sure the video for this was my first introduction to Bowie, as far as I remember. Like in '83, I would have been 9 at the time. Let's Dance, another big hit single from that album, from the self-titled album. And now this is one I didn't have. Absolute Beginners, big hit single, 1985, from that movie of the same name. This is a gatefold. This is very nice indeed, and to show that nice pink label there. So thanks very much, Ben, for that, for those 4 Bowie 12 inches. Very appreciative of those. Not from Bowie's greatest period, but still from the late great man himself. It's always great to receive VCLT. So thanks very much for those. Okay, some stuff I've picked up. I'll start off with a Discogs purchase. Now, as I said in my last video, I'm trying to avoid picking up things on Discogs because, unless I specifically have money in my PayPal account from selling something else online. But this was in my want list for a long time, and a pretty decently priced copy showed up, so I jumped on it. Now, the seller did say it did describe the sleeve as being water damaged. So I knew about the condition of the sleeve beforehand, but this is by Coil, the seminal industrial electronic duo formed in 1983 by John Balance and Chris, Peter Christopherson, formerly of Throbbing Gristle and Psychic TV, active from 83 to 2004, following John Balance's untimely death. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the movie Hellraiser, a horror movie from 1987, directed by Clive Barker. Now, Coyle were originally commissioned to come up with a score for the movie. Now, the score they came up with, it ended up not being used. It was the studio bosses, some for whatever reason, decided it wasn't proper or appropriate or what they were looking for, and they ended up going with the I'm not sure who did the actual score, but you know the one. Anyway, the unused score was released in 1987 on this 10-inch. So the unreleased themes for Hellraiser by Coyle, more evidence of water damage there, those kind of anyway, it came out on, basically it remains the only release on Threshold House, which was yeah, so basically kind of self-released really, but it remains the only Threshold House release. So side one is very creepy themes, the box theme and the Hellraiser main theme itself. It's such a pity that these weren't used in the film, because they really, I think, really would have been fantastic in the movie. Side two are some very strange pieces. They're basically kind of music for advertisements, but I imagine imaginary advertisements, but they're very in a kind of a very strange Coil take on those. Yeah, as I said, water damaged sleeve, so unfortunately that fantastic cover image is damaged, but that's the reason why I got it so cheap. Coil's back catalogue tends to be very expensive, mostly released in kind of limited numbers to begin with, and the fact that they haven't been, the reissues haven't been forthcoming, but that may be changing soon. It also comes with an insert, which I put into, which is also slightly tatty, so I put it into this 7-inch plastic sleeve. So I don't have much Coil in my collection, but the stuff is generally very expensive, but I got that for a pretty good price. Mainly on account of the damage to the sleeve, but now moving on, two 12-inches by an iconic 1980s group, an iconic and influential group. I picked these two 12-inches up in a local record come bookstore. I paid $5 each for them. Probably slightly high, but anyway, I had to grab them when I saw them. Okay, so that group is Japan, and both of these, this is Cantonese Boy, which was released in 1982, single release from Tin Drum, and yeah, featuring fantastic photography there. Some Virgin, of course. Side A features this track, "The Experience of Swimming," is an instrumental by Richard Barbieri, keyboard player. So it's a fantastic instrumental, which is not found on. I don't think it's found on. Not on any of their studio albums anyway, but it's a really haunting instrumental ambient piece, and it's worth grabbing it for that alone. Second up is another single from Tin Drum, Ghosts. Ghosts, of course, the big hit single for them in 1982. Again, great photography on these 12 inches. This, as it turns out, this is a slightly rare-ish misprinted pressing, because it turns out that it has the incorrect running times on the labels for the songs. Subsequent pressings substitute the correct running times, but so this, it's slightly rare. It's not massively rare, but it's it would be more collectible than the regular version. Okay, so moving on. Actually, in the same place and the same shop where I grabbed that, but not on the same day. It's a place I call into on a quite regular basis. I suppose there's an album. Most of you probably won't be familiar with this because it's from the traditional Irish traditional music genre. And some of you may have heard of Peader O Riada, a composer and a music arranger from here in Cork, an iconic figure in the development of Irish traditional music. He died in 1971. This is a release by his son, Peader O Riada. This is a self-titled album which he released in 1987, and it's a private press. Pretty rare. I've seen this. I've only ever seen one other copy of this in the wild, and that copy was going. Excuse me. The copy was going for around €35, I think. So I got this for €10, which is a great price, and considering it's in near mint condition. Show the labels there. Yeah, so this is sorry, just put that in there. Beautiful artwork as well, and this mountain, that pair of mountains, yeah, I know they might remind you of something, but of a particular part of female anatomy, but they're called the Paps of Anuna, and they're in County Kerry. I've passed them by numerous times on the train, and they're called the Paps of Anuna because they're named after a Celtic goddess. And there's actually like these little, they actually have nipples as well, which are actual old stone tombs on top of each one. But anyway, that's so this is a yeah, so really, really nice album. It features choral pieces and chamber, traditional Irish chamber pieces as well. Kind of impromptu sessions which were recorded. All pieces arranged by Peader O Riada himself there. Interestingly enough, I found inside in the sleeve there's a newspaper cutout with a review, or rather an interview basically with Peader O Riada from the time that this album was released, and that's Peader O Riada, and it's Sean O Riada there. It's quite interesting to see an advertisement for Baghdad Hospital in Iraq looking for Irish nurses, and it's gone on about the success of the Ibn al-Bishar Hospital in Baghdad, like the hospital itself, is growing fast. Blah blah blah. Basically, 1987, Iraq is the place for if you're, job opportunities, and okay, so how things would change. And Saddam was still in power at the time. Okay, just moving on. Here's something I picked up cheaply. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. Yeah, you're all familiar with the Dan, their debut album. Quite divisive. A lot of people on VC don't like them. Why, I don't know. I've always liked the Dan. This is pretty well known, so won't go into it too much. But it's got Really in the Years and Do It Again. Yeah, nice album. It was a very cheap copy that I picked up some time back. Now, an artist who's I think is a bit overlooked on VC generally is Kevin Coyne. Excuse me, Kevin Coyne. He was married to Dagmar Krause of the Art Bears, and I think she was in Henry Coe as well. British singer, songwriter, actor throughout the 70s, was signed to the Virgin label. Quite hard to categorize him. This is a live album which he released in 1976. Now this is the US edition. UK edition would have been a double album, but this is US edition was released as a single disc. I think he's quite unjustly overlooked somewhat in the VC. His live shows apparently were, apparently there was a heavy kind of theatrical aspect to his live shows, which you can't really capture on record, but still, this is a very decent album. It's called In Living Black and White. Nearly forgot. Yes, it would be handy to know the name of the album. Now this is something which I picked up in the same place as the Peader O Riada and the Japan 12 inches. Another album which I've seen a lot on the VC. Picked this up for €10, and this is Pictures of Life by Dr. Marigolds Prescription. Dr. Marigolds Prescription a band, British band, about whom not much is known, but this album came out in 1969 on the Marble Arch budget label. Marble Arch, yeah, mainly a kind of an easy listening and classical label, but they did occasionally put out stuff like this. It's a fantastic cover. Now it's not quite as psychedelic as the cover art might lead you to believe, but it's more kind of beach. It's actually, you know, I wasn't crazy about it at first, but repeat listenings do kind of draw you into it. It does have a certain charm, but yeah, Pictures of Life by Dr. Marigolds Prescription. Yeah, not even particularly psychedelic, even, but you know, nice slice of late '60s pop. Now I'm just going to show some CDs as well. I made 2 separate CD scores, charity shop scores, at the same location within the space of about a week. Down syndrome charity shop, so all money goes to a good cause. But these 4, they were €1 each. Thurston Moore, and this is called Ecstatic Peace from 1997. Very, very nice album indeed. As you'll all know, former frontman with Sonic Youth. Carl Cox, Global. This is a 2002 compilation album. Carl Cox, I saw him, I caught him live, well, you know, doing a DJ set back in 1995. There was this big music festival that I attended here in Cork that year, and I do remember catching his DJ set there. Chill out, kind of chill out trance. Yeah, so I wouldn't be. It's a bit hidden, you know. When it comes to dance music, I'm kind of very specific about what I like, but I do very much like Carl Cox, and this is a great compilation. Now this is a nice find. Kraftwerk, Tour de France. This is a 1999 CD reissue. So you get the original 1983 version, the King Klang remix, and yeah, Francois Kevorkian remix. There's also some sort of another track which is compatible with PC, but I tried it on the laptop here and it doesn't do anything, so it may be out of date, because, you know, it's came out in 1999, so you know, it may not be compatible with a lot of, you know, modern computers. Final item, the Beatles. No, not really a Beatles collector, you know. I mean, I do like them, of course, but I don't set out specifically to collect their stuff. But I couldn't pass this up for €1. This is the BBC, or sorry, Live at the BBC sessions, which was released in 1994. It's a double CD, recorded pretty early, you know, pretty early enough in their career, 63, 64, so yeah, it's a nice pickup. All of these CDs in very nice shape as well. And about a week later, I made another score at the very same charity shop. Now these, I picked up 10. They all came to €5, so They gave me a bit of a discount, so they all worked out at 50 cents each. Deep Purple Fireball 25th anniversary edition came out sometime in the 90s. I'm not the biggest Deep Purple fan, so also Machine Head special anniversary edition as well. You know, I mean, okay, I'm a bit ambivalent about them, so I might flip these or trade them, or I might give them to somebody. Three U2 CDs, Bowie, October, and Under a Blood Red Sky Live. You know, I'm not the biggest U2 fan, but I do like this their debut album. That's probably my favorite U2 album. So nice to pick those up. Two by the Doors. Oh, sorry, Three by the Doors actually. Morrison Hotel, Soft Parade, and Absolutely Live. And this one I was very pleased to pick up, The Smiths' Strange Ways Here We Come, because this is one that I was actually missing on both vinyl and CD. So their final album, of course, from 1987. So pick of the bunch, that one. And ending up with Thin Lizzy, Renegade. I think this is their second last album from 1981. Again, another one I probably won't hang on to this, I think. Yeah, so 10 CDs there for a fiver, including some very nice stuff indeed, so not bad. Okay, so we're nearly at the half-hour mark, so I will leave it at that. I will try and do that Kraftwerk update when I get the chance, so keep an eye out for that. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, have a good week.